So we've been working on the aquaponics recently. We have the greenhouse built. I've put in some black tile for the winter time. The fish pond is sunk. We've got our duckweed growing over here, and eventually we will have some growing over here in this pond as well. We have the lettuce racks here. We have some sprouting here on the end. And then we just installed the flood and drain grow bed today. I've transplanted some plants. This is made out of a recycled IBC tote. We use the frame as a table. And over here in the corner, we have the bell siphon. So what I'd like to do is go ahead and turn on the pump, which eventually this pump will be set on a timer. And I'll give a demonstration on how it fills and drains. So we have the water coming out of the fish pond, and it is draining into these little clay pebbles. These are actually lightweight. They do float in water. And last time I timed this took about 3 minutes to fill. So we have a few things planted. There in the very back corner, that tall plant is spearmint. We have a basil plant beside it. Another spearmint plant behind that. And I believe one with the pale green leaves, I believe that was a cabbage or something. I've had that one for a while. I transplanted it. A lot of these plants are looking a little limp. I hope that they survived the transplant all right. Looks like we have a hose laying on this one. We also have a pepper plant, and I was having a hard time getting the hole deep enough. So again, these pebbles do float, so when the water gets high enough, I am going to drop this root ball down into the clay pebbles. We have some tomatoes I started from seed, and that's on there as well. I believe these are cilantro. And this one, I think is cilantro as well. I don't recall what these are. I didn't label my seedlings, so I guess it'll be some surprise. And we also have some eggplants. So again, while this is filling, I'll show you what else we have in here. So we have a heater, a tank heater. That's what that little white box is. The tilapia fish that are down in the tank, you can't see them, they actually prefer warmer water. And the roots of the plants prefer warmer water as well. Again, this water will drain into the kiddie pool and then back into the fish pond. This will have duckweed in it. Again, I've got some duckweed over here. This pool is not draining yet. I don't have the drain plumbed in. I need to get creative with some sort of screen so that my duckweed doesn't drain from the pool into the fish pond, because the fish will then eat all the duckweed. Again, these are the lettuce racks. They are floating on styrofoam. They're grown in pea gravel and rock wool. And the package said 7 to 10 days germination or sprout time. These ones here on the end, they've already been sprouted for several days already, so we're ahead of the schedule there. My seeds are a year or so old, so they may not be fresh, so I'll be eager to see if any of these others will sprout as well. This is a gutter that is recycled from my old aquaponics that I had down in the cellar. And if you look under here, this is the drain from the bell siphon, and when that gets up to the correct level, it'll kick on the suction, and it'll pull the water out of the system and down that drain into the gutter, into the floating lettuce rack pool, and then out those two white drains into the kiddie pool and back into the fish pond. Now, the plants clean the water by using the waste from the fish. Oh, looks like this bell siphon's getting ready to kick on. Can you see that go there? It'll really start going here in a bit. Sometimes it takes it a minute to get going. There we go, it's flowing pretty good now, so let's take a look. Oh, it's really going now. So we have the wastewater coming out of the flood and drain bed, which again are these clay pebbles, down the gutter, into the lettuce pond, and then from the lettuce pond into the kiddie pool, which will eventually have the duckweed, and then eventually the water will start draining out of the kiddie pool and back into the fish pond. I'm going to go ahead and kick off this pump. Let's see, some of the other things. I had bought some shrubs that were, I guess you could say half dead from the clearance section at a big box store. I was really needing just something to keep my fish water cleaned until I had some vegetables growing. And this tree right here has really grown quite a bit since I've had it out here in the greenhouse. It's some sort of sand plum or purple leaf sand cherry is what it is. This pink rose bush has really taken off. This yellow rose, it's really pretty. It's actually multicolored. I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of pink and yellow. This is another rose bush over here. No, actually this is a rose bush over here. It's not growing yet. Some sort of spirea that's supposed to have pink flowers. A blueberry bush and some other type of shrub. I also pulled up some blueberry bushes from the yard. They looked mostly dead. I'm going to see if they will revive. And if they will, I might grow them here in the aquaponics, or I might put them back in the yard. So here you can see the water that's draining out of the kiddie pool. And again, this kiddie pool will eventually have the duckweed growing in it. And here we have the floating lettuce wraps. And I plan to have this exact same setup that's on my right over here on my left, but one step at a time. Okay, thank you for watching my video.